striker options and transfer targets, since it's basically common knowledge now that Darwin Nunez is unfortunately going to be leaving the club, even though he does bring some very, very good attributes. It's just not quite clicked. There's been moments of magic, but now with Fabrizio Romano, all the other journalists pretty much saying is, given that Nunez is leaving, I think we all kind of knew that. And possibly Jota, maybe, just not quite doing it for Liverpool. And, I think maybe Jota might be more suited on the left. And yeah, even though Jota is a quality player, I think he'll be in and around the squad. We'll be looking at transfer targets and striking options for Liverpool. And, strikers are kind of a rarity in today's, footballing kind of landscape. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. So obviously, number one target is gonna be Alexander Isak. Now he's not gonna be cheap. He's gonna cost, I'd say, around 150 million. But his form, particularly this season, has been exceptional. He's been a constant kind of goal threat for Newcastle. And he also provides versatility, right? He's not just an out-and-out striker. If necessary, he can play on the left. But ideally, if you spend 150 million, you're going to want him to play in that number one position where he's the most comfortable. And that's going to be a striking role. He's Premier League proven. Look at his goal record. 19 goals, 5 assists in 25 appearances this season. Season before that, he got 21 in 30, and in his first season, I think he joined in January, right? He got 10 in 22, so proven goal scorer. And yeah, he might cost a pretty penny, but I think you almost feel like you know what you're getting. Obviously, he's got experience in La Liga as well. His goal record there was good, and he's only 23, 24, I think. Excuse me if I'm wrong there. So he's only going to be getting better and better. So yeah, key strengths, I'll say, he's just a well-rounded striker. He can shoot, he can finish, unlike Nunez. No offense, bro, sorry. He's got good positioning. He's strong, he's tall, he can head the ball, he can just do it all. He's just very kind of technically refined, and I think Slot's going to like that, because I think Slot likes those really kind of tidy, technical footballers, and I feel like Isak as a striker kind of fits that bill. But obviously the downside is that he's going to cost a pretty penny, and Newcastle, they're not going to be looking to get rid of him on the cheap. But, if Isak wants to make that jump up in club, he's probably going to want to make a move. So the next possible target Liverpool could be looking at is Matheus Cunha. Now Cunha, he's more of like a kind of budget option, should we say? He's just signed a new contract where there's a release clause. So for almost 62 million, basically kind of half price of Isak, you're getting a top scorer for Wolves, which are like a kind of struggling side, battling relegation. And Cunha, he's again very kind of technical. He's a versatile forward as well, which I like. He can play multiple positions. He's got good technical abilities. He's got great skill. He's very kind of a bit of a flair player. He's got great creativity. Just all round, just a really kind of nice, tidy footballer. And basically, him signing that contract with a release clause is basically saying, look, any club come get me. And 62 million for a player like this, he could make that next kind of step up and be like a top striker / attacking threat. Personally, I'd rather just cough up the money for Isak or one of the other options we have, in the next couple upcoming slides. But yeah, I think Cunha, whoever gets him, they're going to be getting a tidy footballer. So the next kind of option is, if the slide will show, is going to be João. So the next option, before my video unfortunately cut out, is going to be João Pedro. Now, with João Pedro, I think he's a good footballer. He's got some very kind of solid attributes. He's Brazilian. He's got a kind of Brazilian technicality. He's got that flair. He's quite aggressive. I do think there's a solid player there. I feel like if you get João Pedro, you kind of have to change your system, kind of go more towards like a false nine kind of approach rather than like a traditional out and out striker. However, if Slot fancies him, I don't think it's the worst sign in the world, but I'd much prefer like an out and out striker than like a false nine thing. I was cool with Firmino being a false nine, but Firmino I feel like is a special case. But ideally, in an ideal world, if I can get it my own way, I'd much rather kind of just cough up the top money for Isak, Cunha, or one of the next two options that we'll be going into. Next is which Viktor. Now, these are kind of more low-key signing. I wouldn't say low-key, but Liverpool not really been linked to any of these two, but I thought I'd throw them in there. Personally, out of the two Viktors, I'd rather go with Osimhen. I just feel like he's more kind of physical. He has more kind of attributes that suit the Premier League. And my gut feeling is that he's just going to be the much more kind of solid signing overall. I don't really see Liverpool going in for Gyökeres. He's pacey, he can finish, but my gut feeling says, look, if you go for one of these two, I think you go for Osimhen. And Osimhen's available on the market, right? Because, he's had a falling out with Napoli. And, he's on Galatasaray on loan because, it was the last day of the transfer window and only Turkey were open. So, yeah. But I feel like Osimhen there, he's too good to be playing in Turkey. I feel like he needs to be playing in Europe. And I think, honestly, I reckon he could rip up the Prem. Like, I think he's a serious striker. Gyökeres, I feel has potential. I know his goal record looks incredible, but my gut says, I don't know, my gut's just a little bit kind of off with Gyökeres. I can't really put my finger on it, but I feel like Osimhen is like a proven commodity in my book. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. If you agree with any of these kind of signings, who would you prefer? And I'll catch you in. Actually, make sure to like, share, comment, sub, all that cliche YouTube stuff, and catch you in the next one.